What's happening, people's Paul here again. I have another radio from y'all. It's from Pioneer. It's also a new for 2016 model. It's the DEH-3800S. That means the S stands for it's the Sirius Xm radio, which of course requires optional modules. Anyway, this radio is about like $119.95, has a 1-year warranty, and it plays it's got CD, USB, MP3, WMA. It's got iPhone controls, Android controls, Pandora, and all kinds of neat stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and open up the box and see what's on the inside, and then we will mount it up and go from there. Alright, we're going to get the box open here. We got the first thing I see is the power wiring harness. Of course, can't do much of nothing without that. Look here, we got a bag of like CD keys with some installation screws and stuff. And we also have the remote control. It's always fun to have. Let's see, next we have we got the instruction manual, and like I said, the limited 1-year warranty. Probably wouldn't hurt to go ahead and read over the warranty features and see what is and what is not covered. Alright, gonna pull the radio out the box. Alright, there's nothing else in the box. We'll set this off to the side. Got the styrofoam that the packaging comes in, makes it nice and secure. A little baggy. Keep the dust off of. Got these little nice little corner protectors, little plastic strips here. Look like little pieces of tape. And anyway, here's the radio. Let's go get it mounted up, and we'll get it. We'll see what's going on back here. Turn around, power it up, and then we'll see what's on the inside. Alright, we got it all turned around the back here, and the first thing we'll do is we'll work this side and work our way to the right hand side as usual. This port right here, this is your FM antenna. Your car may require some antenna adapters, because your factory antenna may not be able to plug in here, so you'll need some adapters for that. This little black port right here, this is for the Sirius Xm Module. That's an optional module. They usually run around between $70 to $100, depending on where you get it from. Here's the power wiring harness port with a 10-amp fuse. Over here, we got this little black port right here. This is the wired remote port. So if you have steering controls on your steering wheel, you can purchase a optional steering wheel control module, which wires up to here. That way you can continue to have your steering controls working with the new radio. And last but not least, we got front and rear / subwoofer pre-outs. So that means you can have like two 2-channel amps, you can have a 4-channel amp, you can have a 2-channel amp and switches over to subwoofers and have a monoblock amp and playing some bass, or just switch over and has some bass over there. So anyway, that's what these are for. And these are 2-volt pre-outs. So you got front, rear, but it also slashed, which means it slashed the subwoofer control, so you can switch it back and forth between the frequencies. Alright, that's pretty much everything on the back. Let's go to get turned around, we'll get it powered up, and we'll see what the front looks like. Alright, the first thing let's do is we got it all powered up here is to run a setup, so I'll go ahead and hit yes if you want to change the time. So I'm just rotating the volume knob here, and I'm just selecting a random time. Let's make it 5:07, and we'll click yes. Alright, before I go any further, the outside has a nice glossy black look to it. The face as well has a nice glossy black with nice illumination going on. Here's the CD eject button. You press it and stuff comes out, and as you see it when I pressed it, it flashed the illumination there. Here's the CD slot here. We also have the USB and aux input. As you can see, the USB is also illuminated by whatever color you select, and we'll get that here in a few minutes. Right here is your 1 through 6 preset keys. This button right here, this is your display button. Let me switch over to radio right quick, and you can have a display clock or frequency. Clock is when you show the clock 5:07. Frequency, it shows the radio station that you're on the whole time. The track button, it just makes you go up and down radio, back and forth. Back and forth. It also works as your CD key as well. And over here we have a search button, which doesn't do anything on the FM radio part of it, but it's also helps search through like thumb drives and your iPhone and stuff. This little bent arrow is the escape key. So if you're in menus, you can press this and it'll escape back out of it. You got band over here. Band switching to FM1, FM2, FM3, and back into AM. So that way you can have 18 preset FM stations and 6 AM preset stations. The word mix, that stands for mix tracks. That's a free program that you can download from Pioneer. And what it does is you can take some music off your computer and put it on like a through the program, and it'll mix it together like a DJ at a club, and you can select whatever beats you want and stuff like that between songs, and also you can select how it's played and stuff as well. And of course up here is source. Like I pressed it to cycle through between radio and aux input, which is this right here. If I had something plugged in USB or a CD in here, it would give me that option as a source as well. Alright, that's pretty much it. For the outside face, I said it's nice and pretty shiny too, so it's pretty cool. The volume button, it also serves as not only as volume, but as a menu button. In the menu, we got a function, audio, illumination, system, mix tracks, and back to function again. So function, we got best station memory, local off, seek manual. You also have preset channels, which is these right here. So instead of going through all your stations, it just goes through your preset channels, or go back to each channel one at a time. And that's all for function. The next one is audio. It might be a little more extensive. We got a fader, balance, EQ setting, loudness, subwoofers, and subwoofer control, bass boost, high pass filter settings, and back to fader again. Of course, fader and balance, we know what that is: front, back, left, right. EQ setting, we're going to hear these are preset stations. Powerful, local, super bass, flat. And then there's custom 1 and custom 2. Custom 1 and custom 2 are your own EQ settings. There's 5 bands. You got 80 hertz, you got 250 hertz, 800 hertz, 2.5 or 2500 kilohertz, and 2.5 kilohertz or 2500 hertz, or 8000 hertz or 8K hertz. This is your tweeter, is your mid-tweeter, mid-range, mid-bass, and then bass. So let's say if you want to change the 80 hertz, which is your bass stuff, just click on it and you can rotate the numbers back and forth. It goes to +6 to -6. And as you can see, the little bar right there is also adjusting accordingly. So let's say I'm going to do 250 hertz, so I'll make it +3. 800 hertz, which is mids, I'll make it 4. 2.5 kilohertz, and then tweeter sounds like I like mine sometimes all the way up, but it just depends on the speakers and the song. So anyway, that's how you set your equalizer. Now remember I said a custom 1 and custom 2. You can actually set a second set of EQ settings. So that way, if you have a different song that sounds all weird on custom 1, you can switch over to custom 2 to make it sound better. If it's set that way. So anyway, that's what custom 1 and custom 2 are. Those are your own custom 2 sets of EQ settings. I'm going to back out of that, and next one is loudness. We got off, and then we got low, mids, and highs. That just makes the radio sound louder and more pronounced. And that's all for the loudness. Subwoofer, you got their normal, reverse. Usually just leave it on normal because that's how it always plays good that way. Subwoofer control. You can set it what hertz you want the subwoofer output to be. And also you got your gain here, and your dB, which is -12, -24. So you can play with that to make it sound just right. Don't want to blow your speakers out. Next is bass boost. It makes your bass a little harder. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels. Positive 6, yeah. So you got from 0 to 6 levels. Makes the bass have a little harder hit to it. See, Next, we got high pass frequency settings. This is if you really want to get in there and really tune your high pass sound. You know, if you feel like you're like an audiophile or something, you can really get in there and change stuff. 50 hertz, 60, 80, 125, 200, and all kinds of different other little features that you can really mess with. And of course, you can always reset the radio if you screw it all up and start to bring it back to default. And looks like we're back to fader again, so let me go ahead and back out of that, as that was all for audio. The next is illumination. We get color, dim settings, brightness, illumination effects on, and back to color again. So color, we're going to here, we got key color. Key color is the USB aux input this side, and all the buttons here. And then we got display color, which is everything in the center. So, or both colors, you can change both these colors. So let's say if we want to go to key color, I want it to be on, oh, let's say green. I'll select that. Display color, I want it to be pink. So now we know all the buttons, and the sides over here is green, because that was the key colors, and everything in the center, up and down, is going to be pink. But now if you select both color, it just makes both of them, you know, both of them one color. And the next is dim settings. You can sync illumination. Let's see, what is it? Sync clock, manual. You have brightness, which is 10 down to 1. So you can see how bright and dim it's getting. If it's too bright at night, you can dim it down a little bit. Illuminate effects on. As you know, do stuff, things make the lights flash and stuff. Let's see, what is it? Illumination. I want to make the coloring. So that's all for illumination. Next is system. We got clock set. I've already showed you how to do that when the radio first turns on. Here you can change between 12 and 24 hours. Info display can be Spiana. If you're not sure what Spiana means, that's short for spectrum analyzer. That's the little jumpy bars at the bottom that bounce with the music. That's what that is. That's not just some strange weird word that they have. It's Spiana. Level meter. Source. This is the way the radio would look, or off. So if you feel like level meters or spectrum analyzers, or just basic words and stuff, you can put that as well. Next is aux on, which is right here. So you can go aux off, aux on, aux off, aux on, aux off. So if you have problems with it, or if you just don't want to use it, you can turn it off if you wanted to. Demo off. If you don't turn demo off, the radio will go through preset settings to show the consumer, you, whoever, all the features of the radio. So if you go make changes in your EQ and all that, after about 15-30 seconds, it'll just start all over again. So just make sure you turn demo off. Let's see here, we back out. Okay, Android wired, you got memory. So you got auto on, you got the USB auto on, and clock set. So we got Android wired, you got app control, memory, and see what app control. There we go. And the next one is turn that off or on. USB auto on, as if you want to USB to automatically charge or play music. It automatically detect and see that if that's what you want or not. And that's pretty much it for system. And then the next one, the next to last is mix tracks. And these are the settings for mix tracks. You got short playback. It'll play the music for 1 minute, the song, before it switches over to the next song. Or 1.5, 2.0. Let's see, it goes from 3 minutes of playing a song down to 1 minute. So every minute it could change the song. Or if you want to hear the whole song, you change up to 3 minutes. Flash area will be key and display, so everything will flash and stuff, or just the keys. So I want everything to flash. Next is flash pattern. Sound level 1, sound level 2, 5, 6, low pass, so you can actually change different frequencies and how it's going to play and stuff. And display effects on, that's all the little blinky stuff that happens when I've been clicking on everything. Cut in effects, it'll do an effect when it's cutting through the song into the next one. And we're back to short playback. So anyway, that's what that is. It's all mix tracks, and it looks like that's the end of the menu. And unfortunately, that looks like that's all the stuff I have for this radio. Anyway, it's got all your basic stuff. You can add Sirius Xm to it. Your iPod, iPhone. It's multicolors, which is really cool, and it's also got built-in mix tracks. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this radio. Alright, that was the Pioneer DEH-X3800S. Like I said, Sirius Xm radio, which is really cool if you want to have the commercial-free satellite radio. Sorry about that. It also got its 1-year warranties. Average price around $119.95. It's got front and rear subwoofer or slash subwoofer pre-outs, and also comes with a remote, so you can't beat a remote. Anyway, if you have any questions down below, just write down in the comments. Smack that like button. And anyway, this is Paul. I appreciate y'all watching. You have a superb day, and please subscribe.